Yeah, I think we're good.
I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock, and I'm going to, where our meeting is on the gas tax prep discussion. I'm turning it over to John.
Right, thanks for everybody for coming tonight. I think as you guys know from the first time that we had conversation about this, that we've started really engaging the public and trying to gain some feedback. One of the things, there's been a lot of good information that's come from that. And I think even I'd have to argue that in our roundtable that we had, that the significant chunk of the people that showed up for that particular event had one particular thought process and seemed much more amenable once we were able to share the education that came along with it. And so I feel like there's, we at least have a good fighting chance if we continue down the path of education between now and when we'd have to have everything completed and on the ballot. Obviously, the things going on in the world right now aren't helping our casing. But I think one of the biggest driving factors in all of that is people understanding that 100% of tax that we levy here local comes back to here local. Whereas the tax that is levied by the state, 20% of that comes back to us. And so, not to mention that when they understand the potentiality of people sharing in that that don't even live in the area. But one of the biggest things that has come out of several different points of discussion, both at the roundtable and several other conversations that we've had and/or that I've been able to have with people in the community, is there's a strong appetite as it relates to a better and more equitable application of the street user fee. And there is things that we can do in order to be able to make that more equitable. Not perfect, but more equitable. That being said, it's going to take time for us to be able to do that and to dedicate some resources in order to implement. And so I sent out to you guys today the current, I think the iteration that I'm on for the primary document for the strategic plan is number 34. But with some great feedback from the staff, I've been able to get it to where it's at, or we've been able to get it to where it's at right now. Within that plan includes how we're going to get after, amongst many things, includes how we're going to get after, or opens the door for us to get after the street user fee and the improvement of that. Okay. So I think in order to be fair to our community, we owe to our community to be able to make sure we're doing the right thing there, and that'll be part of whatever happens going forward. Mm-hmm. The intent tonight would be, I think, if I'm getting a good pulse on what I'm understanding from the council, that there's at least a desire to put it on the ballot and let the people decide what our reality would be as it relates to a potential tax. My hope is that things in the world will be significantly better by the time that actually happens. But that being said, what I'd like to do is unless Kyle has anything that he wants to contribute to the conversation at this point, what I'd like to do is spend the bulk of the conversation tonight and/or we've given you a handout that has some questions on it. And if we can do this one of two ways, I can ask the question and we can take notes on it. Or if you guys would like, we can send this out since there's 3 that are missing. We can send this out, and ultimately what we'd like to do is just get those notes captured and sent back to us, the answers to those questions.
And give this back to you?
Yes.
Okay.
And then ultimately that information that's on there, we're going to utilize to work with legal to build the information that has to go on the ballot.
Oh, okay.
And all those questions in there are intended to feed things we need in order to be able to put on it. And so your guys' feedback, we'll take that, consolidate it, package it, make it all tell one story, and then make sure that we get it across the finish line. There's some specific, I'm going to ask Stacy to talk about it. You don't necessarily have to go line by line if you don't want to, but as the recorder, she's very aware of the timelines that we have to meet of all things associated with putting anything on the ballot. And so she's put together another document I think you guys have as well. That outlines the key things that has to happen and when in order for us to be able to successfully put things on the The primary thing that I would ask of you guys to keep in mind is that as we march to August, we will put a full court press effort into making sure we're educating the public, not leading them to an opinion, just simply giving them maximum opportunity to be educated. And then, once we get to August, we will have to, as staff, back away from that, and then it'll be on the council, that if they wanna have anything more. We're happy to facilitate and set up opportunities, but when we get into that window, we would need for you to be out there advocating for whatever your perspective is in regards to desires for people to, vote in whatever particular way.
I have a question. Will we be having any more roundtables? Because I know as we get closer, people are probably gonna have a lot more questions and stuff.
Yes. When you get a chance to look in the strategic plan, you'll see a lot in there in regards to this as well.
I can't open any of those
You can,
documents.
well, I can print some for you and we can get them to you.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know why.
Are they PDFs?
no, they're Word documents.
Oh.
Um,
Open Word and see.
Anyway,
Oh, I don't know
lost my
if I
train
have.
of thought.
Word?
What was the roundtables?
Sorry.
Oh, the round table. We definitely, so in June right now, we're tentatively planning on, May, we have a tentative plan to do a round table. It's about the future of
Oh,
LeGrand,
yeah. Mhm.
from the young person's perspective.
Yeah, I saw.
And then, in June, we're planning on doing kind of a budget science, for the community, because one of the things we get a lot of controversial opinions about is, things having to do with the budget. And then we haven't, July will be another town hall month, and then, Jason, remind me what the topic is that we're doing for you in August?
Yeah. What is?
We have a public safety one that we're doing in August.
Yes, general public safety,
Okay.
yeah.
Um,
We get to create that one however we want between now and then.
Yeah, no problem. So what I can say is through both social media and our town halls, there'll be significant education stuff that'll be going on in regards to this topic. That being said, we're also going to go where the community wants us to go in order to make sure that they're getting the education that they need and want. It comes up in almost every venue that I go to, so there's no lack of talking about. When I say venue, whether it's just one person meeting with me or any particular club or group that's been inviting me out. It's a topic that people want to discuss. But I will say the feeling I get walking away from most of them is that most people are, oh, I didn't know that, and
Right.
that makes sense. And so the education, I think, is gonna make all difference. I will say, I would encourage all of you, wherever you land on the topic, we're building into the budget, things for us to be able to communicate over social media through various different means. I think you guys probably saw that the mayor did something here fairly
Yes,
recently.
yes.
If you're willing to be a part of what we're doing, or you have a message that you want to communicate, I don't know if we can do it from a political, I don't know, I'd have to look into the rules in regards to that. But bottom line is that our budget is our budget, so you guys can be a voice and be a part of that too if you wanna be. So just let me know and we'll work on it. I think one of the methods that we're using right now that's proving to be most successful is the one that you did with Brent. It's the faces behind LeGrand.
And then
Yeah,
Joe
I
did
like
one
that.
too.
Yeah.
All of those are getting like major plays.
Yeah.
And Joe's was good too.
Yeah. No, Jason's got one that's getting ready to come out here pretty quick as well. That I think everybody's gonna like a lot as well.
Be
But
prepared, you can't walk down the street anymore, they
Yeah.
just
Would you
crowd
my
you
agent?
and, you know, I just stay in the office now.
and then at some point, we're gonna
Wear
take
a
it.
hat and glasses.
At some point in time, we'll take it one layer deeper. I had some really incredible experiences with some of Kyle's team this past weekend for some responsive stuff that they did. And I'm just, on one hand, I'm a citizen getting taken care of, while at the same time, I'm lucky enough to be the city manager that has the opportunity to make sure that this is being known.
Right.
And so, we've got some great stories that the community needs to know about and be aware of. And I'm thankful for some of the pain that I've had to have so that I can help tell that story.
Yeah.
My house has flooded twice since I've been here.
Oh, no.
But,
Not our fault.
So it's from the
So
sidewalk to
safe.
the house, not from the
no, it's on the street, the
the
city
street
side.
out, yeah.
Yeah.
What caused it?
Roots.
Oh, yeah. That happened to us when we moved in too, yeah.
Oh, I'm so
But
sorry.
again, like I see it as a thankful opportunity for me to tell the story, because the team came out this weekend, and as soon as they found out about it, like probably 10 minutes after, I was lucky, they were just a couple blocks away, but 10 minutes after they found out about it, they're out on my street and they're fixing the problem, and like finally my flood went away, the water's receded.
Good.
Between his house and the meter.
From what I understand, their roots are right at where his service comes into the main.
Oh, wow.
We weren't so lucky, ours was in the driveway.
Oh,
Well, they're
wow.
not all that different of a situation according to our ordinance.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
if you
I've got a
don't,
blue line
don't take care of it
on
then.
my
do you?
water thing.
Not if it's
They
in the
painted
service
a blue
line.
I need to ask them.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that-
Yeah, and then it's black
So,
across.
so anyway, lots of stories that we can tell.
Yeah.
If you guys being a part of this particular message, I would encourage you, if you're willing to become a part of the conversation, and the education.
Can I ask you a question? I know that I went to the one that you had on the streets, and I know the one gentleman, and I've heard this from several people, about the user fee.
Mhm.
And I thought he had a really pretty good understanding of it, and I know that he wasn't opposed to the tax, but he wanted us to look at that user fee and make it more equitable.
Yeah.
Is that part of it?
What he's referring to there
Yeah.
is specifically what I'm, so I tried to stay a little bit generic so that we have maneuver
Okay.
room, in the things that we're doing. But I do make specific reference to the street user fee. One of the biggest problems that we have, and Kyle, speak up if I say something wrong. When you look at all of our apartment complexes
Right.
within the community, apartment complex pays a street user
Right.
fee. You could have 40 apartments in there and
They pay
only paying one street user fee.
Yeah.
There is a way for us to get after being able to make that account for each of the different apartments, but it's not even as limited to apartments. You can also take it out to the
Trailer.
RV park,
Trailer parks.
trailer parks.
Right.
So there's a lot of analysis that we have to do in order to get to the answer to the question.
Yeah.
But I don't know the answer to this right now, but if you really think about it, even that isn't entirely equitable. Because any number, like, how many cars are at your house?
Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8.
So 8 potential drivers?
Yeah, 8, because you know, our driveway is with the other house, yeah. There's 8 cars there. Well, no, okay, just right there in the alley, let's see, 8, 9, 10. 10.
So
10.
so you're actually doing a really good job of making my point.
We're gonna charge you more now.
When it comes down to it, at any given house, there's
It's all
more than,
students.
that's
Yeah.
one thing when
Yeah.
you husband and wife are living there and you're both paying the straight user fee, but depending on how you look at it, I'm not trying to propose any particular solution right now. There's more creative conversation to be had.
Oh, yeah.
But when it comes down to it, a street user fee is meant to be paid by people who are using the street. And right now, you have property owners paying one single fee, regardless of how many people are living and driving.
Correct.
And so there's work that we have to do. The best, most direct way for us to right now get closer to equitable is to simply look at those apartments and RV parks and trailer parks.
And that's what people have been asking me about, and they're saying
That
they're not
makes more
opposed
sense.
necessarily to a tax,
Right,
but they want that to happen too.
100%. And that's the feedback we're getting.
Okay.
And what I can tell you
How
is
many
we're committed
students
to
are in the
bringing
house?
you the path to that in
Okay.
this next fiscal year. But it's gonna just take us a little bit of time to go. We've got a lot of irons in the fire and we're knocking them down one at a time.
And we've talked about making that more equitable in the past as
Yeah.
well.
Before my time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corinne used to be on Pittsmac. So
Yeah.
Okay.
she was there when we passed that recommendation on to the council back in
Right.
the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
I
3
can't
or
speak
4
to
years
why
ago.
it didn't happen
Yeah.
before, but I can say that Kyle and I are committed to make sure it moves forward now.
Good.
And doing something similar for initial hookups too, of making those more equitable.
Yeah, that's the transportation system development charge,
Right, yeah.
which you guys will see probably in August.
When you guys look at the, and this is loosely related to streets, but also could be applied in other areas. When you look at the strategic plan, you're gonna see a very aggressive outline of things that we need to talk more deeply about in order to improve our revenue situation. And some of those things, I think you've been here longer than I have. Like, you're gonna be able to look at it and say with confidence, some of this is gonna be controversial. Going back to the equity conversation, what I can say is every one of the things that are listed in there is meant to be, is getting after equity and fairness. And so, a lot more conversation for all of us to have. I think, I would argue that we owe to our community to get aggressive about some of the things that some people aren't gonna like. Because they're a smaller portion of the population. Don't get me wrong, we need to be mindful and considerate
Yeah.
of the realities of the different fiscal capabilities. But I'm not trying to pigeonhole us right now, there's just a lot more conversation to have.
So the question I have too, if the gas tax does not go through, and it sounds like you are working on different Plan Bs, when will we be able to discuss that? Probably after the election then, right?
Yeah.
Or we're gonna be working on some of those possibilities prior to?
Yeah, so what I want to be a little bit careful about is I don't want to make the community feel like we're threatening them.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so if we're not careful, they could feel like we're saying, as an example, if you don't pass the tax, well, then we're gonna raise the street user fee X. That could feel like we're trying to be bullies.
Right.
That's not the goal here, right? We got a problem that needs to be solved.
Right.
We're trying to do it in the way that is most responsible and fair and least expensive to our community. Simultaneously, if we fail in our education or they just simply disagree with us, then yeah, we're gonna be backed into a corner, and the only answer to that question is gonna be to leverage the things that we have in order to solve the problem. Because no matter what, we have to fix the streets.
Correct, right.
So, yes, we will come back to you with what the proposed way forward would be in direct proximity behind if it should fail.
Okay.
And it'll be prepared for us to execute in a timely manner.
So my question on what you just said is it a definitive that we have to fix the streets? I mean,
Well, that's
I was
number-
thinking that as
at-
well, it's, you get what you pay for, and if you don't want to, are you satisfied with what we have and paying what you're paying right now? I mean, that's kind of how I look at
Yeah.
the vote of,
Yeah.
yeah,
what do you want?
You're 100% on, and that's where we have to have more conversation
Yeah.
leading up to it, right?
Yeah.
I would, and I hesitate to be overly optimistic, but all of this civic engagement that we're doing is generating some real energy.
Oh, it is.
And people are coming in, just today, maybe they're watching right now. I had somebody that had come in over some of the social media communications and had some, what I would say it was perceivably fairly negative thought process. I invited them to become a part of a conversation and the dialogue, and they came in, and we dialogued, and where it came in starting out somewhat negative, left with a completely different perspective on the problem. So much so, they came back today with an application to join the PITSMAC, and with an idea of starting his own nonprofit organization to be able to generate funds to help pay for streets and roads, separate from everything else. So
What is a PIP smack? You just said.
Parking traffic.
What?
Parking, traffic, safety, street
All
maintenance,
these, that's
advisory.
what I
board.
Peppermint.
That's what I figured it was, but I had not heard.
I
it.
like
I
that
hadn't
better than
heard
trying to
all
say
that.
the
Yeah, I don't know it either, I just have to say
I go,
it's
wait a minute, okay, okay.
But what I'm getting at by saying that is that it's not the perfect solution, but what I feel like is taking place within the community is if you've noticed, the tagline and everything I'm saying is better together.
Right.
It's like they're
Um,
taking ownership too.
I'm not
Build
trying to
pride in
soften
your
the
city.
truth of our reality. I'm simply saying it's our reality, but if you're waiting for me to solve the problem for you, it's not gonna happen. We have to find the solution together, and I wanna choose the path that we all agree on. Absolutely, one of those solutions could be we all agree that we just leave the roads like they are and we stop talking about it. We know that's not gonna happen. But when it
That's
comes
the-
down to it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
sorry.
public's option.
Yep, exactly.
I can get my covered wagon back out and.
The road, it'll break the wooden wheels.
Yeah, it would.
My road would.
So at the risk of sounding overly optimistic, I think we're gonna end up with a very unified community, more so than not. Getting after the problem. It may not be the solution we think we're gonna get, but
Okay.
we're gonna make positive progress. And Kyle is committed to outpacing me in regards to our community engagement stuff, so. Well, he doesn't know he said that, but he is.
Oh,
Okay, but now we're all witnesses to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Play back the video, Stacy.
Yeah.
You didn't say it.
Watch it later.
So, all that being said, Stacy, do you wanna go over or would you guys like her to go through the
Keep
timeline?
it super simple, because I wanted to get some key points on the guidance sheet for,
Oh, okay.
for talking to the citizens, so like hearing all the discussion and stuff. What I like about what John has given you guys for homework
Yeah, the homework, yeah.
is, that will give you guys some time to think about how you want to write that out.
Okay.
And I feel like some of them are gonna be the same, some of them are gonna be different. It might be, there's a timeline, yes, but it might be okay to take some time and actually work on the referral text and not file the ballot title yet. That way, the real conversations of, like what you were saying with, the factual stuff is great, but if you really wanna know my opinion, that needs to come before we file the ballot title. So, having some like little pop-up shops in education, I don't know if it's even a matter of, just throwing this out there, you and maybe a couple of counselors, cause we're under a quorum, wanna go and you throw out there, like, come and drink some coffee with us and we'll shoot it to you straight, or whatever it is. And all that can happen with you included, because that's before. And then as soon as we get that ballot title, the referral text, where you guys are all in consensus. I don't think we necessarily need to vote on it yet, but there needs to be consensus, because that's kind of what we did with the charter stuff.
Right.
And then probably moving forward, we get the ballot title from Wyatt. We're done kind of going out and doing the pop-ups, right? And then we, from there, we could build out some FAQs for the website. We can probably, we can even throw some stuff together. I don't think it's gonna be that hard. It just has to be very informational. So, after all of the legal steps are done, right? So the city can get informational outreach explaining what the measure does, describing operational, financial, or service impacts, but make it factual.
Right.
Providing election logistics, so of course that would be easy, like date, how to vote, all the things. And we could publish neutral materials. So even as far as like doing ads with Brent, like what you guys talked about, I think that's really great. We could, I don't even know why these guys couldn't give factual, but even their opinions, I think that would be fine, and maybe we'll look into that a little bit more. But like you said, we put some fees aside for that, so I don't think that's a bad idea at all. It's more education for the community. As far as the steps go, the sheet that I gave you kind of gives the worst case scenarios. It drags it out all the way to August. August 14th is pretty much the drop dead date that we have to have
Okay.
the referral and the ballot title, and then I can go, and then I have to do a public notice for a 7-day challenge. After the 7-day challenge is
okay.
over, we kind of did this with the charter, we did adopt a resolution saying this is our ballot title. this is what we're gonna put towards, on the ballot for the general election, and the voters can decide. That will come after. So if there's like no challenges at all, we can move forward with the resolution. We have to make sure that we do it at a council meeting, so we have to be strategic with the timing, and that last one will probably have to be, I put it on here, September 2nd. And then, because September 3rd is when I have to, send one more sheet to the county election official.
Drop dead, yeah.
So we can't go past that date. After that date, we can still continue to do the factual information, it has to be super neutral.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we can also put something out in the water billing, I know that we talked about that, we did that with the other stuff too, so.
So how would we get information out to those who do auto pay?
That would be through the, actually, you know what, we talked about this with the charter stuff,
They got it
remember?
via email too.
It's an email, isn't
I
it?
don't think I ever got an email.
I don't
I
get,
I
I
did
don't,
today.
I don't get
double-checked.
an
Your
email.
was on the list.
Yeah.
I got an
didn't get
email
that
on
charter.
something.
Well,
From the
today we
last
got
night,
it.
which is
Possibly in your
weird.
junk mail.
no, I never get
You don't get
anything from the water. It just automatically paid.
Oh, I always get an email saying your city bill is due
Yeah.
or something, and
Yeah.
it's automatically, so I just ignore it, but.
Kyle, is that like your list that's on auto pay or whatever? Is that something that you could send me and I could just copy and paste into a BCC line and then send
I
it
think
out
so.
separately?
I stole it from finance, but yeah, I can get it to you.
Okay, so maybe, okay, I'll just put that on my to-do list. I'll just do it separately just in case.
Yeah.
But I think you could check on this new one if you wanted text messages or email messages.
Oh, with the new billing
Yeah.
software,
Yeah.
maybe I can talk to Heather and see if there's a way to put a
Seemed to me
PDF
like I-
attachment on there or something.
Also,
Because I'm sure that you can do both or
I
either.
don't get anything.
Well, plus we
Because
will
when I
have
signed
the
up.
app,
What?
You're-
that will be up and running too.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
so-
think about
They
that.
received your
We're getting
email?
ready to come out
No.
with the app.
Oh,
Check your junk.
I'm positive we can put,
I haven't.
alright, it's gonna be dependent on who's linked to it, right? But bottom line is we'll be able to push information that way to people as well.
okay. So are you asking us to help during the, before August too?
What I would
Also-
say is whatever if you're willing to get involved and help, just come talk to me and we'll strategize what fits best for you and I'll share with you what I think would be the most helpful at the end of the day, what we wanna do is just educate people, right?
Right, correct.
So whatever you're willing to do, then you tell me what you're willing and I'll facilitate making it happen. Or we will facilitate making it happen.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
I think right now, probably just work on your homework.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be the
Yeah,
near term.
first thing you do.
And is there a due date?
Before August.
Better for me.
No, I would say if you could give it to us by the end of April, that'd be great.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, that's a long time. I thought like,
I thought you.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
don't feel like you have to wait till then.
oh, okay.
I was gonna say, the next
But I'm
thing-
trying to, I realize you guys, this isn't the only thing
Yeah,
you're
that
doing.
actually would be.
I know, but if I
Tell
couldn't
yourself
decide,
Okay.
Yeah.
I forget
Well, it's
sometimes.
gonna be-
Okay, so then I'm gonna give you till Friday.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
We'll try to give it to you next Wednesday.
All right.
Cancel me.
Hand it over.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
I'll, as the mayor pro tem, I'm gonna say that you put a suspense on, when I send the summary notes out, that you put a suspense on for next Wednesday.
I love it.
Those who aren't here don't have a vote.
That's right. We voted for them.
Can't vote,
And
so.
then you guys
I
can
know,
shame them
I know,
for not
I know.
having it done.
Yeah. Well, you might as well, I mean, if you wanna use that information, you've gotta have it.
Yeah.
Don't wanna
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely helpful if we get it sooner, but I realize you guys have life too, so.
And Kyle's doing his right now.
Done,
Yay,
Kyle.
Kyle.
I've been doing that since high school.
That means he's doing it during class.
Done in class.
So I'm walking away from this, where I'm at right now in our conversation is that we're all in agreement that the education needs to continue to go forward, that we're gonna continue to pull
Yeah.
information
Yes.
together for building the ultimate ballot submission. And that I'll send out summary notes from this conversation that highlights what I'm saying right now. Provides the documents again to you guys via digital, though we need to print for you.
Well, I don't know, this is the city, yeah, I don't know
So
why
she
it's
can't
working.
open Word, but maybe if you made them into PDFs and just.
Oh, I
read
bet you that
email
would
them
help.
out, she can
I'll make
write.
them
Yeah.
into PDFs and
I
send
have
them.
Word on here, but I've tried it at home, I've tried it here, and I can't get it to come
We
out.
can print for you too if you want.
Yeah,
Or I think we can. Maybe Wednesday we can. Our
Yeah,
printer's
I
down
wish-
right now.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Should have it fixed by tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah.
Fingers
And then, as far as I'm concerned, unless you guys have anything you wanna talk about or drive the conversation further, we could probably give you, an hour back.
Oh, but it was only supposed to go till 7.
crossed. 30
That's
minutes.
Huh?
Woo, you got
Hey, but 30
back.
minutes,
No,
30
yeah.
minutes.
The only thing I want to
Read
make sure
Dustin's
that
time?
Yeah,
when
I
you're
think
talking
so.
to people, that you do say that we're looking at the user fee. I mean, not adding anything to it,
Yeah.
but just the making it more equitable, because I've heard it from, and several people I've
Yeah.
talked to have been living in a trailer park, and they said, we don't mind paying that fee.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% on board with
So,
you.
okay.
If I have my way about it, accompanying, I shouldn't say my way about it. Whatever comes from the gas tax, one way or another, I foresee in the future, more information coming to you as a body, suggesting that we make some changes to the way that we're applying the user fee. And then as well as, depending on what comes from all of this, the potentiality of an increase in the fee.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, one way or another, this
Okay.
among many things, we're
Right.
gonna be looking at trying to, one of the topics that we'll have it to be, I don't know if it's gonna be in July or not, but, remember I sent a poll out to you guys all not long ago about, talking about fees, the various different fees that we can have. One of them is a public safety fee. And so, at some point in time, I'd like to sit down and have a conversation with you guys about all the different things that are out there and see if there's something you have an appetite for. And then we can pursue it from there once we're aware of what the options are that we can pursue.
Do you know when you sent that out? I'm trying to
Um,
remember if I read it or not.
It had, like, in the last month.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I've read everything, so I've been preoccupied.
You've been busy.
Yeah, okay.
I would ask, and I realize, so I'm a little bit, it's related to this, but a little bit off. When you look at your emails that I sent out today, I sent you 3 documents. One is that granular version of the proposed strategic plan. Another version of it that is in there, it's all consistent information, but another version that's in there is a executive brief version, which is about half the number of pages, maybe a little less than that. And then the public-facing version of it. So
Oh, okay.
what we've done is the team has worked together to create 3 different versions of communicating the same one, or same information, but making it so people can read it from where they want to read it and not necessarily go to the granular version and get glossed over.
Right.
Oh,
obviously.
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And so
I
the
condense.
desire is to make sure that everybody can read at the level that they want to read, and not lose themselves in whatever's being developed.
Okay.
And so when you see that, version 34 is the granular version. The executive brief is one that would be like what I normally probably give to someone like this body. And then, of course, the public-facing one is the one titled public.
Okay,
But you have all 3, and the information should be consistent amongst all 3 of them.
okay, because I
Just,
didn't
just
look
written slightly different.
Different.
I didn't look at that today. I
No,
looked at
I
it
don't look
yesterday, but I didn't.
Okay, yeah, no, I just
Oh,
sent
you
it
have
out.
it?
I
Right
have,
there.
I've not opened them.
Oh, okay.
I like to open them on my computer.
And if you want us to, again, once our printer's working, if you need us to print for you, we
That
can.
would make my life easy, because I,
Download
I
them.
can't do, I'm trying to forward it to my
You know, I
home
have to-
email,
I have to hold my
and it won't let me
computer,
do that either,
and then I.
because I could print it at
Right.
home.
If you send me your personal, your home email, I can send it from here.
I can
Oops,
send
not
it to you.
Sometimes I
And then
can't
I
forward
have to
things
come
either
to
to
it.
my
I
home.
can't, I
You said
couldn't
put your-
forward this.
Sometimes I
Yeah,
can,
just-
sometimes
yeah.
I can't.
I've shared the strategic plan with all of our senior staff.
Attachments I
And
do.
they've all given a lot of feedback in regards to it that's helped get it to where it is. And I've also shared it out with a couple of people within the community, people that I trust that were willing to give us a critical eye in regards to it. So we've had a lot of eyes that have helped get it to where it is. And so I feel like we're close to the point in time where I'm gonna be willing to come to you guys and say, hey, I'm looking for your approval. Because I wanna marry it up with our budget. And my intent would be that this will also give you a path to make the next 4 to 5 years, assuming we can keep our fiscal reality fairly balanced, that it'll keep us on a path for the next few years, because we need that consistency in order to be able to make this plan work. But I think the team's done a lot of hard work to build what we have, and I don't want to sound over optimistic, but I feel like we're gonna change our fiscal reality
Good.
Good, yeah.
in a way that people can feel good about.
That's important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd even say the unions are, overall, I feel like they're on board with helping us be successful.
Oh, that's good.
And I don't mean that to say that it's gonna be cheap, don't get me. But what I can say is that all of them have the right attitudes. They care about the city succeeding.
The community, yeah, good.
Awesome.
We're off
Yeah,
topic.
unless you have anything
I
else.
don't have anything. Anybody have any other questions?